All right, so we have a big match tomorrow against Manchester City. I'm not too confident on this one. I've read some articles that talked about tactics that Chelsea could do to not be embarrassed by Manchester City. And the funny thing or ironic thing about this is that I kind of believe the articles I was reading because there's a good chance we could get absolutely obliterated by City. Erling Haaland obviously has been just on a tear this entire season in the Premier League. He's looking to set probably the Premier League record for goals scored in a single season, and I think he's going to do that. Not that he'll do it against Chelsea in one match. If he does, then I'm not too sure what to expect from that player for the rest of the season. But that being said, not only do they have him up top, they have Grealish, they have Foden, they have Gudjon, they have Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker, Cancelo, all these players that are just elite above Chelsea. Now, my thing I always do is I look at players from one team compared to the other team and see if any players from one team would fit into the other team. And there's only one player that I see from Chelsea's squad that fits into the Manchester or gets over a player, and that is Thiago Silva. I don't think there's a single player on our squad that is warranted to be on Manchester City's starting 11 besides Thiago Silva. Now, that being said, that does not mean that we cannot beat City. It's just saying that City are levels above Manchester or above Chelsea. It's not just one little step, it's multiple steps. Though Graham Potter, I know, can do what he can do and get results in these big matches, I think that is going to be a big takeaway, is that he can get the right players, get the right mentality going into this match. After our last loss, it's going to be difficult, but obviously he's going to have to tinker around with the formation, with his tactics, and I'm really curious to see who he actually starts in the top three. I think Kai Havertz, again, will still get the start, even though Aubameyang hasn't started as lately, but I do think that he may be past his prime, a little washed up, so I don't really want to rely on him as a top striker. I don't think he's going to be able to press as well as Kai Havertz against Manchester City, which is going to be a big tactic I know Graham Potter is going to utilize. I know a lot of other teams use this when they put more pressure on their defenders. It makes them make mistakes, and therefore we need to score on those chances, but also create even those chances because as we know, we do not score off a lot of chances, but Kai Havertz can, again, really disrupt that whole back line. Now, on top of that, I do think Sterling still gets to start as well. I'm curious, though, to know if Christian Pulisic or Ziyech will start out on that wing. Now, I know I've talked about this before. I don't think Ziyech is the right place to play as a winger. He's more of a midfielder out on the wing, which is a little different. He's not as high up. But I'm too confident that Graham Potter will obviously throw him as a winger, and we'll see him not play as well as he usually does. And people are going to say why we need to get rid of him again, but he's not playing in the spot that he usually plays in. So therefore, I think Christian Pulisic may still get the start. And I'm up in the air about that one because if you haven't watched before, I'm not the biggest Christian Pulisic fan. I do enjoy the player, but I do not get behind all the hype for this player. He's good. He's not great. He's done well at Chelsea, but he's also done terrible at Chelsea as well. And I see him as a bang average player, and that's all we get from him. And against Manchester City, I highly doubt we're going to get this stellar performance from him, and therefore that's kind of why I'm leaning for him to not start, but I do understand if he does. Midfield-wise, we obviously haven't really backed up our midfield as much. Kovacic should start this game, though, which I think will help us immensely in our midfield because he's one of our best midfielders. Obviously, we get Conte back fully fit. That would make more sense, but that is a long ways away. So that being said, this is going to be a testament to Graham Potter, the fans themselves, because we are really the underdogs in this game. If we lose this match, there's going to be more pressure on Graham Potter. There's going to be more pressure on the players themselves. Not that they don't already need the pressure, because I think pressure sometimes helps players perform better, almost gets them to rise back up and play better. And maybe, just maybe, this is the pressure that they need right now. And obviously, no one ever wants to lose to Manchester City. So there is that little talk in the back of their head saying, yes, we can beat this team. We need to beat this team if we want to compete for the top four. Currently sitting in 10th, though, which with this many matches into the season is a hard pill to swallow. I know, obviously, we've had some unfortunate luck with some of our matches, but really, to look above us, seeing Fulham, seeing Brighton, these teams are not teams you typically see above Chelsea. Yes, I know there's still a lot of games this season, but it does not look that great for us. And we do play Fulham after this game as well, so hopefully we can leapfrog them or get above them after that match. But the main focus right now is going to be on City and what we can possibly do this with. And hopefully we do not pick up any more injuries. We already have enough injuries. For some reason, I have this weird feeling Thiago Silva is going to pick up an injury, and I should probably knock on some wood for that, because if he goes down, this season may be done, because we do not have a competent CB to take Thiago Silva's spot. Yes, we have Chalobah, who I think should start over Koulibaly, which may be in biased opinion or maybe a hot take, but I think Koulibaly has not performed as well as we thought he was going to. Trevor Chalobah is a player that has been playing fairly well every time he does play and comes onto the pitch. Yes, he is younger, but I think he does pair quite well with Thiago Silva, and like I said, he definitely has the legs to keep up with some of the pacier players that City have, which would make more sense. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy talking on YouTube that, maybe doesn't have the greatest tactics, but it does make sense why you would start some of these players. But it's up to Graham Potter. I still obviously am backing the manager. I will back him for the entire season. We could literally just scrape by and make it to the Premier League and avoid relegation, and I would still back Graham Potter. I'm going to give him a full year at his time as a Chelsea manager, which he may not even get anyways, but I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt, because this squad right now is a Frankenstein squad. There's so many players from different managers that have come in through the years, and to keep bashing managers coming in obviously is not going to be the right fix. It's going to take time to remove some deadwood, bring in some new players that fit the tactics, that fit the system, and therefore, again, this will take time. But this match is going to be a massive impact, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on the result. Obviously, we want to see a win with this game, but we will see what happens. I'm going to predict that we do lose this game, even though I don't want to say that. I see us having a good match, but I think we're still going to lose 3-1 in this game. I think Erling Haaland has just been a robot this entire season. We have nothing that can prevent him or stop him. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. Helps grow this YouTube channel, gets more videos out to you, the fans, but also comment down below what you guys think about Graham Potter. What do you think about our chances against Manchester City? How do you think the rest of the season is going to go? I want to know what you guys think. So comment down below. I'll read those and respond as quickly as I can. So that is it, and I will see you in our next video.